Gonzalez and the firing of 8 U.S. attorneys. Our fourth story in the countdown, Gonzo-gate taking a twist that sounds like a plot line from a very bad network TV drama. They're best friends. One has quit the Justice Department. The other has just seen 4 of her top deputies quit rather than work for her. Monica Goodling, the former liaison between Mr. Gonzalez and the White House, resigning from that job effective tomorrow. She had already taken a leave of absence and notified investigators that she would plead the Fifth rather than incriminate herself in the investigation, a move thought to be unprecedented for any Justice Department official ever. Attorney General Gonzalez is still bracing himself for his April 17th grilling before the Senate Judiciary Committee, still searching for elusive answers about the firing of those U.S. attorneys. And though Monica Goodling is out, tonight he has yet another headache originating with Goodling's best friend. This time, Rachel Paulose, the U.S. attorney for Minnesota, confirming that 3 of her top prosecutors voluntarily demoted themselves, along with another top executive in her office, in apparent protest over her management style, said to include quoting biblical verses and dressing down her associates. Although Paulose was not a replacement for one of the 8 fired U.S. attorneys, her predecessor reportedly quit before he could be ousted for not adhering to Bush politics. And not only is Ms. Paulose connected to Ms. Goodling, but she was also the former assistant to Attorney General Gonzalez. Joining us tonight from Washington, Faiz Shakir, Center for American Progress, editor of thinkprogress.org, who's been following Gonzo-gate from the beginning. Thank you for your time tonight, sir.
Thanks a lot, Keith.
Again, the professionalism of a Bush-Gonzalez U.S. attorney is being questioned. What do we know about Rachel Paulose?
Well, Rachel Paulose is a 33-year-old Bush loyalist. By all accounts, she is a devoted Bush loyalty from the very beginning, a party insider, much in the line of many of the other party loyalists that we've seen placed into high government positions like Michael Brown and, of course, Monica Goodling, who you were talking about, Tim Griffin, and others. So she's along those same lines. And of course, there's only 2 interesting things we know about her. You named them. Is that one, she likes to quote Bible verses around the office, and the other is she likes to dress down her underlings. And we hope those 2 aren't connected. So it seems like that the latter of those 2 things, dressing down her underlings, caught up to her here. And today we heard that 4 of her employees are demoting themselves. A very rare move.
Yeah, none of them are talking. Is there any indication of what provoked this? What offended them to such a degree that they take this extraordinary step?
Right. Well, I think they're keeping to the old adage of, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all, because clearly the only thing they have to say is that she had a very dictatorial style around the office. That's what we're learning from sources close to these employees. And they also said that she was too hard to handle, that because of her dictatorial style, they had just had enough and they had to get out of there. So clearly it seems like this is somebody who is very difficult to deal with because she was placed into this position to carry out a hardcore Bush ideology rather than to be an impartial administrator of justice as U.S. attorneys are supposed to be.
Early 30s, close connection to Monica Goodling, close connection to Alberto Gonzalez himself. Haven't we heard some construction like this before?
That's right. I mean, it's amazing how the Bush administration treats the position of U.S. attorneys. Apparently, it's a prize for those who demonstrate loyalty to the Bush administration agenda. And this is something we've seen all across the scale, right? We saw it in Iraq. The people who were placed in Iraq were CPA employees who demonstrated loyalty to President Bush. And then, of course, at FEMA with Michael Brown. And, of course, now with U.S. attorneys, it's a prize for being loyal to President Bush to be put into these positions, which require a great deal of competence. But apparently, as we're seeing from these appointees, they have very little of that.
The other day, Senator Leahy asked why Ms. Goodling was going to invoke the Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination if she was still a Justice Department employee and thus really an unlikely candidate to be prosecuted by the Justice Department. Did she resign tonight to resolve that logical disconnect, or what else could her reasoning have been, do you think?
It is very difficult to say what it is. Clearly, her having pleaded the Fifth was a great deal of baggage for Alberto Gonzalez and the entire Justice Department. But by resigning, she's now lost the cover of the Justice Department. She can't fall back on them and have government counsel here, so that's a difficulty for her. She also might have a harder time exerting executive privilege here. So, I mean, she's lost those things. She'll apparently retain private counsel, and she's not making any comments tonight, but apparently her mother was commenting to the press, and she said that Monica has told her to say no comment to everything that she gets.
Oh boy, another Monica, Monica's mother. I've been through this sometime in a past lifetime. Faiz Shakir, Research Director at the Center for American Progress. Great, thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you, Keith.
In Detroit, incoming. She's not feeding grapes to members of the Detroit School Board. She's flinging some of them at them. And tonight, with this peek inside the real man, we can close the books on the career of Bill O. Ahead here on Countdown.
With all you